Welcome to this week's Face the Facts Friday, where we go through the most interesting vegan and animal rights stories from the last week or so. This week, we've got our headline story, Gordon Ramsay, the vegan donut, a smart vegan chicken company, some posh meat flakes complaining about activists, some more meat flakes in the art world, believe it or not, two interesting stories from California, and finally, we'll finish with your favorite, the meat flakes of the week, where we'll respond to some of the stupid and funny comments that I've seen from non-vegans. Are you ready to start this week's Face the Facts Friday? If you're ready, then leave a comment right now saying Fridays are for getting fact. And let's kick off with the first story. Gordon Ramsay is a vegan donut now. He's the face of a new advertising campaign promoting vegan milk. Gordon Ramsay is now an ambassador for the vegan milk company Silk. Every time you think 2021 couldn't get any weirder, it steps it up a notch. Gordon Ramsay said this about Silk's vegan milk. Let me tell you, I know greatness when I taste it, and I am loving Silk oat milk for both sweet and savory recipes. Well, there you go, guys. Even the biggest anti-vegans who have spent so much time being horrible to vegans, saying some of the nastiest things about them, mocking them for caring about animals, and even eating meat to try and upset them, even someone like that can change. Never underestimate the influence and power of money. He's still the same old prick, just now he's a prick with some of that vegan money. Silk, you fucking sellouts. But look, Silk doesn't give a shit about vegans. We're a minority of the population. They are going for the majority, which is why they're working with someone like Gordon Ramsay, and I can't blame them for that. Working with him will get their products seen by a shitload of non-vegans, no doubt about that. But do the ends justify the means? Should vegan companies work with people like him to get the non-vegans to open their minds and try vegan foods? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Next, we have some more smart marketing from a vegan chicken nugget company. So over in the US, the price of traditional chicken wings, severed animal limbs, has increased to double their usual price due to a national shortage. So the vegan chicken company Alpha Foods had a great idea. For every cent that traditional chicken goes up in price, Alpha Foods will reduce its vegan chicken by the same amount. They're also going to have street teams handing out coupons outside of the fast food restaurant chain Popeye's Chicken, as well as other locations. Isn't this just a big, fat fuck you to the chicken industry? I love it. Specialist vegan food companies are getting smarter with their marketing and competitive with their pricing. It's about time. But of course, there are still many who aren't happy with the progress of veganism and animal rights, as we can see in the UK government. The UK is currently in the process of setting up an animal sentience committee to guide and advise on government activities that could involve animals. But some conservatives who clearly aren't happy with the idea have called for animal rights activists to be banned from sitting on the committee. One of these is Lord Mancroft, who, just by the name, tells you he's a top-class twat. He's the one pushing this amendment to block animal rights activists from sitting on the committee. He said this about animal rights activists: "You cannot have the lunatics run the asylum." That's what he said. See? I told you, he's a twat. How do you think the animal sentience conversation even got into the government? Through animal rights activists, you silly sausage. You want to ban the people who have the best interests of the animals at heart because you don't have the best interests of the animals at heart, and these people can fuck up some of your plans, most likely. I hope they don't cave in to the posh twats like Lord Meatflake. I guess we'll have to wait and see. And speaking of meat flakes, apparently there are meat flakes in the art world too. An art gallery in the UK has removed a painting because some meat flake complained about it. Do you want to see the painting that got removed? Well, here you go. Yes, that is a wolf tearing a fox hunter apart while a load of foxes happily watch. Isn't that the most beautiful scene you've ever seen? The most beautiful thing you've ever seen, no doubt. So how could they ever remove this, though? Right, how could they ever remove it? I think it's a masterpiece. But luckily, the artist, Joanne Oddy, has had a load of business thanks to the publicity of this situation. So, all in all, the meat flakes did her a favor. So, guys, we've got 2 more stories before it's time for the meat flakes of the week. Are you enjoying this week's Face the Facts Friday on a Thursday? Leave a comment right now saying, get fact meat flakes. There's going to be a lot of very upset meat flakes in California. They won't be able to post bacon emojis anymore because they're probably not going to have any bacon. At the beginning of 2022, California will start enforcing animal welfare rules that require more space for breeding pigs, egg-laying chickens, and veal calves. And check this out. Only 4% of pig farming operations currently comply with these new rules. 4%. This means California will lose almost all of its pork supply. And it's been predicted that bacon prices would rise by 60% due to the shortages. If farmers want to comply with the new rules, it's going to cost them a shit ton of money. And check this out. One farmer said it would cost him over $3 million to adapt his farm for the new rules. $3 million, or he has to close down his disgusting pig farming operation. Isn't that just music to your ears? Of course, we don't want better welfare for animals. We want an end to the system that uses, abuses, and kills them. But welfareism can be a great tool to get us a little closer to that goal, as you can see here. If they can't afford to do it, they'll have to stop doing it. And consumers will have to buy something else. That's a win, isn't it? What do you think? Leave a comment and let me know. What's that I hear? Vegans will never change anything. Your activism is pointless. No one cares and nothing will ever change. Well, that's interesting because Berkeley, California has just voted to move half of the city's spending used on animal-based foods to plant-based foods by 2024, which means by 2024, the city will spend equal amounts on plant-based and animal-based foods. And the city has set a long-term goal to buy only plant-based foods, which will be reviewed in 2022. To be clear, that's the government of a US city committing to stopping spending government money on animal products. How did this happen? Through the hard work of animal rights activists, most of which seems to have been with the group Direct Action Everywhere. But remember, guys, vegans, animal rights activists will never make a difference, right? It's hopeless. We're just wasting our time. All right, so who's ready for this week's Meat Flakes of the Week? Let's do it.
It's time for Meat Flakes of the Week.
How did you like that for an intro, huh? The new intro for the Meat Flakes of the Week. Good or bad? What are you thinking? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. And let's kick off with the first meat flake. Plants are sentient. At cellular level, the idea that they're not because they don't have an mammalian nervous system is bio-racist gaslighting. Africans don't have a soul, they used to say. Fucking hell. This one I spotted. I can't remember who else shared this. I saw it as someone else sharing it. It wasn't on one of my posts, but oh my goodness. I don't know if it's a troll. I don't know what is going on with this, but it is absolutely brilliant. Bio-racist gaslighting because you say that animals don't have that plants don't have a nervous system. Just comparing it to say Africans don't have a soul. Oh my God. Great start, huh, guys? A great start. Hold up. I need to load up the next one. All right. There's another. This is a good one. This is a good meme I've seen around. Now, look how many likes this has got. So, look. Anyway, drank raw eggs and 8 tons of meat. Wants you to replace meat with fake crap. 18,000 likes, 138 quote tweets, and 2,700 retweets. People are that fucking simple that they think this is how it works. They just like, do I have to explain why this is ridiculous, or do you already get it? Like, the guy on the left was also training probably 6-7 times a week, doing, really intense weight training. Bill Gates is an IT guy. I don't think he's ever even fucking seen a gym. Just for starters, right? Just for starters. Absolutely ridiculous. Just focus on your life rather than animals, mate. And what's your obsession with veganism? It's a choice if somebody wants to. Then it's his choice. Why are you brainwashing people to go vegan? And at last, meat is too yum. So this comment started, and it was like, someone's a bit upset, a bit meat flaking, but maybe I could explain. And then with that last comment, meat is too yum, you're like, no, you're full meat flake. You're a full meat flake. Yeah, brainwashing. Imagine saying it's brainwashing to post videos to your own YouTube. Like, it's incredible. They say this to me, you're forcing down my throat, you're brainwashing me. It's like, dude, I'm just posting to my own YouTube. Like, I'm not like a news provider. I'm not like Sky News or fucking the BBC. I don't have a responsibility like they do. I am an individual, and I'm putting out the things that I learn to an audience that can choose whether or not to see my videos by logging on to YouTube. It's no brainwashing here. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, you have the choice to listen or ignore what I say, or to watch or not watch my video. Animals are food and always will be. Mark my word on that. Yeah, we'll mark your word, Maz. Yeah. This is probably the same kind of person that would say, this group of people will always be slaves, and mark my word on that. Women will never be allowed to vote. They will always be, inferior to men. Mark my word on that. This sentence has been said so many times in the past by people like this person, but I like the mark my words, like as if their words are important. I love this like self-fulfilling, what is it called? Like self-importance, this sense of self-importance. Like, I'm so important, you need to mark my words. Like, yeah, all right, Mads, we'll all mark your words. Gary Leach says, oversensitive pricks looking for ways to be offended. All vegans should have their heads cut off. There you go. Is that offensive enough for you? Gary, this isn't the worst I've heard, mate. I've had people threaten me, threaten to beat me up if they saw me in the street. You saying that we should all have our heads cut off isn't really that. It's actually not even really offensive at all. It's just really dumb. It says more about you, really, doesn't it? As some kind of loser on online saying stuff like this. It says a lot more about you and the state of your life than mine, mate. I'm the oversensitive prick for putting together well thought out YouTube videos and scripting and editing and trying to put something out that's both entertaining and educational. But you're not an oversensitive prick for saying all vegans should have their heads cut off. Yeah, sure, mate. I hate vegans. Yeah, that's a classic. Actually, I actually, what, it's weird. You know how like things are cool? Like, for example, I don't know, jeans, like the flares, the jeans with the wide bit at the bottom, like they were cool in the 70s, right? And then they were not cool anymore. No one liked them. And then when they came back again, it was like retro and cool again. That's kind of how I feel about these kind of arguments. It's like, when they first came out, like, I hate vegans, it was like, oh, that's the best, yeah. And then everyone kind of got bored of that because you hear it so often. But now I've not heard it in so long. It's like retro. So I like this kind of thing now. I'm like, yeah, cool. You hate vegans. A classic. It's a classic meat flakery comment. I actually, I miss the classics. I hate vegans. Vegans are shit. Vegans suck. What are your shoes made out of? These are like the classics, or the things that people say to you, right? I kind of miss them. So this is nice for me. It's reminiscent. Vegans like you won't change a thing. Oh, we just spoke about Walter, didn't we? People will still go to the meat section to buy meat at their local supermarket, and I'll still go hunting and fishing because I enjoy it. Well, the thing is, Walt, that over in Berkeley, California, sooner or later, there's not going to be meat in the shelves for people to buy. So, I mean, it is going to change. And vegans are changing things. We've just been through a load of news that shows that vegans are changing things. About you going hunting and fishing, well, look, you want to be a piece of shit. Right now we can't stop you from being a piece of shit. We can only try to encourage you to not be a piece of shit. But yeah, ultimately, if you won't be convinced to not be a piece of shit, then you'll continue being a piece of shit. And until maybe a law comes in that stops you from being a piece of shit. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hey, veganism debunked. I don't know if this is a troll or like a satire, but it says you cannot get essentials on it. Physically impossible. We have absolutely no requirement for anything in plants. We do in meats. We have ate meat for over 3 million years. Science says this, yet not plants. I guess you need to actually study nutrition. You got that, guys. Science says you need nothing from plants. Science says not one vitamin is needed from plants. That's what science says. And this is how it's been for millions of years, apparently, as well, you know. Yep. Debunked. That's it, guys. I'm full carnivore from today onwards. I mean, it's just this is it. It doesn't need sources. It doesn't need references. I mean, I just this is it, isn't it? He's right. He or she's right. Veganism is debunked. Oh, this is a good one from Altab. Since last week, Altab's an activist, Muslim vegan activist working out of India. Last week, I was accused of being a Nazi. Today, someone accused me of being a Zionist, agent of the Jews. The life of animal rights activists is interesting. You know what's funny is that if you look at Altab's profile pic, you wouldn't be able to guess that he is Indian from that profile pic. I guess these people accusing him of being a Nazi think he's white, right? And that's part of the beauty of these fucking woke flakes, really, isn't it? Because they'll just pull out the word Nazi just with the drop of a hat, even at someone with a name like Altab Hossein. You know, if he's a Nazi, he's against himself. He hates himself if he's a Nazi. Right. And I don't know about, you know, the Zionist thing. It is hilarious that he's been accused of being two polar opposites, right? Opposite insults. And this tends to be what happens to us. And somebody said in the comments of this post, they said, because it was on Facebook, they said that they insult you with the worst thing they can think of for them. It's not about what you actually represent. It's about what they think is the worst thing. So for most people over in the West, the worst thing they can think of is Hitler, right? What's the worst thing this person could be? Hitler. So they go, you're just like Hitler. You're a Nazi. The worst thing in other parts of the world might be other people or other things, or you know what I mean? Or the worst thing for a Nazi or, you know, someone who's like, some horrible fucking racist would be like, oh, you are a Zionist, right? You are an agent of the Jews. You know, so it's just whatever they think is the worst thing you could be, they just call you it regardless of what you are or aren't, because that makes them feel better for their lack of accountability to paint you as the villain, right? And then we're back to the originals. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Face the Facts Friday, the new Meat Flakes of the Week intro, and, of course, the Meat Flakes of the Week themselves. Hope you had a good time. Michael, thank you so much for the donation you just made, by the way. Michael asked you just made a donation of $20. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. I put a lot of work into these videos. Guys, I spent hours scripting these videos out. You wouldn't believe. So no, I really do appreciate that. And if you enjoy these Face the Facts Friday videos, please make sure to always share them. Hit the like, hit the comment, and share them. Share them everywhere around because, you know, the more people see them, the better. And we can get everyone getting fact all together, can't we? Let's all get fact together. If you do enjoy my videos and you want to help me make more of them and you want to get some exclusive access to content that will not be on YouTube, join the Patreon team. It's patreon.com/David Rams. You can join for as little as $1 a month and you will get access to exclusive content, meaning content that will not be here on YouTube. It's going to include some more vlogs, some personal stuff, things that are just not going to be here. So if that sounds cool to you, sounds interesting to you, and you want to help me make more videos, get over there, sign up. You'll love it. Promise you'll love it. You'll get access also to a Patreon exclusive area of the Discord server. If you're not already in the Discord server, join us in the Discord server. So guys, there'll be no live stream this Sunday as I'm not going to be here over the weekend, but we'll be back at it again next week. And I've got a very special guest next week on a live stream on Thursday. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I will tell you that they are in the Game Changers movie, the Game Changers documentary. By far my favorite person out of that documentary. They are going to be right here with us on the channel on Thursday. So definitely get pumped for that. I am so pumped for it. So if I don't see you before, I'll see you on Thursday. Have a great weekend and a great start to your week.